Good morning, everyone. How we doing? Welcome in. Sorry about being a tad bit late there. Get all these alerts out for the stream. And we'll get right into what's going on for today. What's going on, Dr. Divot? Golf player? How you doing? Steve? Good morning. Love to have you here so consistently, Steve. You're every day, right? In the same time. It's a great day to have a great day. It is. Okay, nothing. What's going on, Mikey? Arvin, how you doing? Get the right screen up this time. What the heck is MUU? We have a lot of data coming out today, so we'll get into that. Nice hack that I was staying out of the trade yesterday. It was so hard, but worth it. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit today too. I thought it was a great outcome for us not getting into the trade. We got in it, but we didn't end up holding it. And then yesterday did absolutely nothing. It was awful. Trended up for the entire afternoon. Didn't quite get a double break, but gold got a double break yesterday, which was like a 18% chance of happening. I think SPY only got up to 50%, but yesterday was pretty rough for the data. I did not play the IB last night either. As you can see, no trades open, no profit. Not really that good of data for the Wednesday night IB. So just don't take a position on it. That's all. Now for today, we are gapped up 0.3%. We do, however, and I don't remember if I played this last go around. We have FOMC. We have a handful of speakers today. We have Powell speaking today. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pretty significant data points this morning. And the market hasn't moved really at all from it. We had a pretty tiny 830 wick to the downside that got bought. It was 80 cents. It got bought right back up. So like 25 points on that large of a news release. Not really anything significant. And it's honestly not doing too much pre-market now. We have gold that's gapped down to 1% again. This is actually a good thing. We'll talk about that with the geopolitical news. Gold being down pretty good in terms of what's going to go on this weekend with the ceasefire coming to an end. If we have a continuation down on gold, obviously a big if, that means that countries that were hoarding it or selling it off to purchase oil are probably now going to start rotating back into it as it makes equal lows from where they sold it. A lot of countries sold off pretty heavily in mid-March when this whole issue started, mid to end March. So they're going to probably try to get back in at the same cost that they sold their gold, their physical gold at. So if this comes back down a little bit more, we should see a pretty substantial rebound on it, which I'm excited about. I'm a fan. And not too much else that we have to look forward to. We just have all that data coming out today. We have FOMC at 2. I think Trump speaks at noon today as well. Trump press conference today. I believe he speaks at noon. April 29th, President Trump has been engaged in events surrounding a UK state visit following a security incident at the White House. Live news. So they will be speaking at... Let's see what time they're going to be speaking. I can't find it. It said 40 minutes, so... maybe like 10:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30. Anyway, we'll see what we get for volatility there. I'm not really expecting too much prior to FOMC. As you can see, we have not done anything since the IB broke yesterday. All we've done is every 15 minutes we've had a 50-cent move up. That's it. And that is from 11:15 yesterday. We broke the IB to the downside. We saved ourselves $350 on the loss yesterday. I was in for 2 micros at 657.63. So it was a 90-point drop to the IB low. Saved ourselves 180, 360, 180 per micro, 360 total because I was in with 2. Saved ourselves a decent chunk from not taking the trade. We actually ended up getting $13 out of it, a whopping $13. So there's a plus side to that. And it was, thankfully, well, this is a gold, not SPY. Thankfully, it was all due to this Edgeful read. Us knowing from just looking at that IB by rejection for Tuesday, we'll go to Qs. Scroll down, we can see that this thing has been awful for Tuesdays. Past two in a row, lost. Went on a little win streak, three Tuesdays in a row after coming off a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 week losing streak. So 5 consecutive weeks where the IB lost. And if we go to the IB breakout and then go to the bi-weekday report, we can see that for Tuesdays, it's a very bad measure in terms of a single break and a double break, meaning that price is going to be really choppy. Not only that, but when we go and pull up SPY for Tuesdays, even closer to 50-50. So this one actually had a pretty good chance of having a double break yesterday, but there's all around bad data on a Tuesday. SPY is actually back down to where it should be, 76.92, 76.92 on both. Qs is almost at 50-50, which is a little sad to see because Qs used to be phenomenal on Tuesdays. And this was back in November, December last year, even January and February earlier this year. So it's been a little bit of a twist. Thursdays are actually picking up. Thursdays are becoming a lot better to trade the IB on. Tuesdays are a day that we are not going to touch. Just a bad day to trade the IB. For today, I don't think that we're going to get that good of a run up. I don't think that we're going to have a good opportunity to get momentum prior to 2 o'clock. We could. Usually pretty unlikely that you have a continuation based on For example, we have Powell speaking at 2:30, FOMC at 2. We have the ceasefire coming to an end this week. We have Trump speaking at some point today. People aren't going to, they're not eager to get in front of the market. They would rather react to it, which is why yesterday was so bad. I guess it wasn't too bad with the gap down we had. We recovered a decent amount of it. Monday was terrible. God awful Monday. I think the biggest 15-minute candle we had was 60 cents for the entire trading day. 76 cents was our largest 15-minute candle, and that was the 10-15 one. The IB also failed on Monday, failed yesterday, so that's 2 losing days in a row. But thankfully, we had the data that we were backed by. So we didn't take a trade on Monday. We didn't take a trade on Tuesday. Saved ourselves losses. Now going into today, we should hopefully get some kind of continuation after FOMC, and then tomorrow and Friday we get really good IBs to play, or at least some movement to play with the IB. Wasn't yesterday a clear rejection off the London 50, or am I misreading it? Yeah, we had it's marked on my chart right now. We had a really nice rejection off London 50, but the first one was at 9:30, so I don't trade that. Second one, we could have gotten in at 9:45. However, the only downside is that London 50 was countered against what the IB was reading. If the IB had signaled a short, that would have been a lot more confluence behind that London 50 rejection. London 50 honestly played out perfectly yesterday, and this is all obviously coming from hindsight, sadly. Beautiful rejection off London 50 and went right to London low, pre-market low. Once it hit pre-market low, we didn't do anything else. And funny enough, we even got a secondary rejection at 3 o'clock, and then it had a pretty nice pullback again. So honestly, not too bad last night. We had a nice climb up overnight. London 50 yesterday, really good. Now for today, there's our low, there's our high. That's our London range. That's it. I don't do anything with the high or low forming first on London range. I just mark out London high, mark out London low. Okay, there's our 50%. Monday and Friday, Eddie. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah, Steve and Eddie, you guys actually just said the same thing. 4 of the 7 Mag 7s report this week. Today, actually. Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft. Knowing the data, that's not too bad. See you later, Caleb. Great pass yesterday on that trade. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. And there's Andre.
Yo.
Good morning.
Good morning, bro. Do we have the recordings on?
They are on.
How's my audio?
Good.
Awesome. I've already finished my coffee, so I'm about to get another one in a minute.
You wearing a white long sleeve today too?
White short
sleeve. Oh.
Yeah. Would have been pretty cool if I was wearing. I don't think I own a white long sleeve.
It's my Carhartt.
I don't think I own a white long sleeve. I have 30 of the same exact t-shirt in white and black.
That's fine with me.
I have all the button downs that I normally wear, and that's pretty much it.
I don't know what you can do about it, but you need to fix Tuesdays.
Yeah.
They're broken.
Yeah. Tuesdays are actually like really not great for even the double break.
No, I was just looking at that. It's a 48% chance that we have a double break on a Tuesday.
I wonder why.
There we go. Wednesday's really good. We should have a nice clean day today, but Tuesday's
FOMC today also. So
and what Steve and Eddie
there's
just
a
said,
lot of data.
Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, and Microsoft reporting after hours.
Today might be pretty choppy.
But yeah, 42% chance on a Tuesday that a double break happens.
Yep.
Not only that, but for Qs, IB by rejection, it's almost at 50-50 again for Tuesdays, 58-41. Which this is what Globex IB looks like for data, not our Tuesdays during New York.
You know what's crazy is that when we first launched Edgeful, everyone was like, the idea of looking at a weekday like did not exist.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody, and when I say nobody, I like actually mean like 0 people would ever look at anything by weekday. And I was like, why? Like it was not on Twitter, it was not on YouTube. Like nobody, I mean, even now, outside of the people who, like for those who don't know what Edgeful is, like I don't know how many people look at like data by weekday. But if you look, like it's meaningfully different. Like the data shows that every single weekday is different and you should be trading it differently.
For Wednesday. Look at the difference there.
I know.
So we should be trading a little bit more aggressive on the IB today, given the range it forms than Tuesday. But I get asked all the time. I get comments all the time on Twitter, asked all the time in Discord. Why do you need Edgeful if the data doesn't change very much? If you're looking over the 6-year to 1-year time frame, one day is not going to impact it that much. You can go and use the weekday reports and know, like the tweet I had yesterday, there's no reason to trade the IB on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And if you do,
it changes.
Exactly. It's not the model itself. It's the fact that you're not reading the data is telling you shouldn't trade on a Tuesday. You might as well go and flip a coin.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the one, this is something that I explained a long time ago, but I will, for anyone who's new here, just relating to the, let me just pull up my screen 1 second.
Yep. Steal it.
I'm going to steal it. All right. So let's do this. Over the course of a 5-year period, the data will go and do something like this, right? It will peak out at, let's just say the IB single break will peak out at 85%, and then it'll kind of bottom out at maybe, let's just say 55%, right? If it's down here, you're obviously not going to want to trade the IB single break, right? Yep. Over the course of the 5-year period, it will fluctuate. Now, if you just look at, if you look a 5-year look back window, what you get is this blue line, which means nothing to you for the markets right now. Because if you're trading here, or let's just say you're trading here or here, let's just say this is right now, and let's just say hypothetically the IB was at 55% single break, but you're using a 5-year look back and you're getting 75%, you're going to be like, why is this not working? And in reality is because right now in this current market environment, it is not working well. And the opposite is true. The IB can also be up here and you could be on a crazy winning streak because it's working very well in this market environment. This blue line, in my opinion, is useless. That's why the furthest look back period we have is that 5-year, like on the toggle. I don't even think anyone should look at it personally.
2 years should be the max.
Yeah, I know. So just so you guys know, the data does change very drastically, especially when you're looking by weekday. And if you guys are thinking about like, oh, it's not really going to change that much, like think about how quickly you can either pass or blow an eval. Is it going to be in 1 or 3 days or 1 week or 2 weeks? Like the actual number of individual trades is very important for most traders, most prop traders, because most people are not like the lifespan of their accounts, of their evals are not going to be 3 months. So understanding what is happening right now is going to be very important for you guys. And I'm not just saying it because obviously like I own the company. I'm saying it because I literally I used to do it in Excel, like before AI, before whatever, like I used to do this manually, and like, it's important. And if you look at any of the people that have been using Edgeful, like the way that it impacts their trading is like obviously meaningful. Once it clicks for you, like if it doesn't click, like there's a different story there, but like once it clicks, it really changes how people trade.
Yep. Going into some pre-market analysis, I kind of missed that earlier. We have a very all right.
Let me pull up your screen.
We have a very high chance of having a gap fill. We're only gapped up 0.14, so we have what this says 100%. 11 out of the past 11 gaps of this size have filled, so it's pretty likely that we see this gap fill. SPY I haven't pulled up because of this, whatever this candle is that happened. This obviously is not real from 4 o'clock this morning. TradingView chart is pretty messed up on SPY, but this just shows that we have probably very little volume pre-market, or very little volume right now. One of these is going to go and fill first. We're gapped down 0.1% on SPY. We're gapped up 0.17 on Qs. Either Qs is going to wick down and then SPY is going to wick up, or SPY is going to wick up and Qs is going to wick down to fill the gap. We'll see. Great quote right there from Dare Maximus, based on James's pre-market, his pre-market prep. Knowing when not to trade is the next level of trading lessons. Probably a pretty good example for today. We have all those big stocks reporting after hours. We have FOMC with Powell speaking. Now, I did bring up yesterday that we are first time that I've ever personally seen it. We have 100% chance of no change in rates today. Do not be anticipating a rate cut or a rate hike. This is CME Fed Watch. This is about as accurate as it gets for predictions on cuts and hikes. Not going to be anticipating either today. So what the more important factor is going to be, what does Powell say when he comes out at 2:30?
I've never seen that either, by the way, 100%.
No,
What's up?
Never.
James, it looks like an iPhone 3 is your camera right now.
Dude, that's wild.
What happened to the camera from Monday? I like that. Yeah.
Now you're filling in now. The pixels are filling in.
I'll find out what the issue is, but they're on it.
Good.
But we're not talking about that. Don't get me started.
All right. Sorry, Zinc.
So,
what's up?
Yeah, you're all good. Going off of that, I have only ever seen this at like 99.7, 99.8.
Yeah, I agree.
And I
feel
feel like
just checked this morning and I was
the
like,
CME group showing 100% chance, and this isn't just like a
no, it's legit. Like
trading
it's
group.
real.
This is about as big of a group as it can get. They're the ones that manage all the futures trading and regulate it. But them saying that we have 100% chance today of no rate cut or hike may not seem that significant to some of you guys, but that has never once shown 100% for me.
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
And you've probably been trading a lot longer than I have.
I actually used to not put. I mean, dude, FOMC didn't matter for that long. Like 4 or 5 years ago, dude, nobody paid attention to.
Yeah, the same with CPI too, right?
Yeah, CPI especially. I mean, like before 2020, I don't think that nobody really.
Yeah, because I right now, same thing. It's starting to get back to where it was. Rates are bottomed at 2.5%, which is where Powell wanted them, but we're not. There's no change on CPI month over month like there used to be, where it was 7%, then it goes down to 6.5. Do you
remember when it was 9?
I do.
Oh my God, that's.
Then the reads that would come out, CPI would move up or down like 3%.
Yeah.
At the 8:30 open, and then the market.
We did get the open now.
Settle down. Do you strictly trade the IB, or do you trade with any other strategies? Pretty much just the IB. The IB is a lot more useful than just taking the entry setup for it. It also signals what direction should do for the rest of the day. because of that double break or single break stat. So if the IB breaks to the upside, you know that price only has, in most days, an 18% chance of going back to the low. Unless it's a Tuesday. Tuesdays stink.
Unless it's a Tuesday. Wow, a little bit of a flush at the open.
There's our gap fill on Qs. So now we should see SPY.
It kind of sucks that they're
up and go take the gap.
Yeah, it sucks that they're kind of like diverging here, where specifically not the price action, but the what a serious push down here. But what I meant is that there was a gap down on SPY, gap up on NQ.
Well, let's see if I can. Maybe I can put that in the AI. See what the odds are for them both taking their respective gap. Analyze reports. Do gap fill.
Gap fill. You can leave the standard and then add another one, and then
gap fill for NQ.
Oh, by the way, everyone, we're completely changing this experience for the AI. Personally, I hate it a lot. So we're gonna change it. We're changing it a lot, just so you guys know. But I really think that the experience right now is doesn't really feel that great. So I just wanted to let you guys know that will be improved. We already have everything built for it. We just need to implement it. At least we're getting some volume at the open here.
Yeah,
we're getting something here. ES is weaker for sure. ES might take previous day's low right now. That inside bars, it's really going.
It's a shame that it wasn't gapped up with Qs.
I know.
How do you accept losses? When you get a flat tire, do you go and wreck the rest of your car? You go and wrap it around a tree because you got a flat tire? Probably not.
Sometimes you feel like it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just let's see what happens.
Something that I do that helps me. I mean, I still tilt from time to time, but realizing what you have left in the account as opposed to what you lost. So if I'm down 200 and I see that I have 1,600 left in the account, there's no point in ruining that 1,600 because I lost 200. It's sad.
I'm not gonna lie.
Go ahead.
What's up? I was gonna say I'm not gonna lie. I would like this short momentum to continue here if we can.
Of course you would.
I would really like it. I'm not. James, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I actually got a bit of that short momentum. It was so quick. It was 30 seconds. So
beautiful.
Yeah, but again, not a trade that I'm in for. It's just playing that momentum on the open.
Yeah, ES looks like it's a little bit weaker here.
YM's actually taken previous days.
YM?
Yeah, YM's taken previous days lows, whereas NQ and ES are still trading as inside days from the daily time frame perspective. The daily New York session, I'm not too sure.
I thought for a little bit we were going to have an outside day there in NQ pre-market.
Yeah. But look at this. There you go.
I do want to see the gap fill in SPY too.
Look at our NQ. I did speak about this in the pre-market prep, but trading completely with inside previous days highs and lows from the extended market hours. So I was saying that I did like the shorts. That's why I hopped on that quick little scalp as well, Andre. Nice. On back, ES is closer to previous days lows.
Are we for? It's also the opening week range that we go and take too.
Yeah.
We have to get down to 653.
Wow. NQ really these are heavy right now.
SPY's barely moving down with it. 0.23%.
So far was down SoFi is down 13% on earnings and Robinhood 12.
Dude, I told you, no more SoFi.
I didn't buy it. Don't worry, I didn't buy it.
All held up decently.
As much as I wanted to, I listened to my Goldman financial advisor.
There you go, dude.
But I can buy it now because it's down 12%.
Yeah. Now is a better opportunity. Dude, SoFi, I mean, yeah, a big company, whatever, but like, when was the last time you saw anyone use SoFi?
I saw them playing in the TGO league. I saw it was a sponsor. That's why I like it.
Dude, you're burning money? Even worse.
I'm just teasing.
No, I know.
What's the bias for the rest of Econ NQ? We won't know until after Powell talks today.
Yeah, and we do have, I don't know if you've mentioned it as well, but we have, again, I spoke about this on the pre-market, but Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, and Google all earnings today, and then Apple after close tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna hijack the screen for a second.
Go for it. Getting it short.
What are the setups right now that we're going to be looking at? Go to your what's in play, most popular ES NQ template. What do we have right now? ES inside bars by weekday, 100% breakout on Wednesdays, which means what are we doing? We're targeting either this red line or this red line at some point today. Previous day's high, previous day's low, specifically in the New York session. Same thing for NQ, inside bars on ES, very strong. All of these. Gap fill on ES is also very strong. Gap fill by weekday is strong on ES. So yeah, these are going to be the levels. So pretty much right now, what this is saying to me is key levels right now, previous day's high, previous day's low, and on ES specifically, this blue line, which is the gap fill, previous session's close. I'm always going to be paying attention to the what's in play to understand what's actually setting up right now. So what this does is it feeds live data through the reports to tell you what your A+ setups are every single day. We literally sort it from highest to lowest probability here. And if you go to the completed, you can always see like what actually played out. If you go to filtered out by data below, you're going to see the lower probability setups. That's filtered out by this data filter here to the left. So
I'm liking this.
Longs.
So we got to take. I like that gap fill on SPY. It's the reason I want to see more upside.
NQ looks like it's about to just reverse this move.
It could be previous day's 50 we're bouncing on. Let's see. Kinda. If this gets over 658.36, that's our previous day's 50. Came back green, surprisingly.
I feel like, actually, never mind. I don't want to jump into a trade right now. Honestly, I would rather just wait, especially.
I actually locked myself out of 2 of my accounts that I took
Nice.
on.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Very good. Oh, let's see if that report got analyzed. So it's looking like we actually have a very good chance of both of them filling the correct range.
Wow.
It's happened 6 total times. 6 out of 6 have filled on NQ, 4 out of 6 have filled on SPY.
Wow.
So
See, like this
NQ's
experience,
already
we just
filled
need to
it.
improve that experience a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe it's the way that it answers, like maybe it's like not the personality, but like maybe it's just like a little bit more like it just doesn't feel A+ to me at the moment.
Still good. I like it.
It's not up to the standards. Still good is not what we're striving for here, bro.
But we do have a pretty good chance that they have SPY coming up and filling that gap, which it would have to hit.
Yeah.
It's not very high. It has to come up to 711.68. So $1 up from where it is right now.
Would you, because NQ is stronger, would you take NQ long, trying to capture that move up on ES? You know what I'm saying? Or no? Because NQ is way stronger right now.
No, because they do still somehow move independently from each other. Yesterday was a pretty good example of it.
Yeah.
NQ is the one I took the IB range on yesterday, and then I exited almost immediately because SPY closed at like 80% of the IB low.
Yeah.
But just looking at that second candle, for instance, Qs, let's say I wanted to take shorts because SPY was signaling short, so I went over to Qs to take shorts. This one made a 24-cent red candle, and SPY was a pretty massive red candle at that 9:45. So I don't care too much about which one's stronger, which one's weaker.
Okay.
As long as they're lined up in what the IB's reading, I'll go and take both of them.
Okay.
Whichever one's closer to the 50, actually.
The longs on ES don't look awesome right now, but the longs on NQ do look more awesome. I would not say awesome. I would say more awesome. They look okay. But that midpoint of the orb looks like a decent spot. The thing is on ES, it's kind of like getting stuffed there.
Yeah.
Like if it breaks above 60, then I would expect the move to that orb high.
Qs is also another reason I'm kind of long bias on it. It's less than $1 away from the inside bar high. But I also don't trade this early into the open anyway, so I'll be waiting for the IB. If the IB does signal short, then I'll take shorts to IB, not IB, previous day's low. And SPY is definitely a lot weaker. It is weaker, but it's really not moving that much in comparison to what Qs is doing. Like the opening candle in SPY was 0.07%. Opening candle on Qs, the 1 minute was 0.2.
Yeah, NVIDIA looks like it's going to reverse. I don't really know what's dragging it up, though. Is it like Amazon or something?
No, it's really weird.
Visa, dude. Visa's fuck.
Of course, it's something weird like that.
Dude,
I think
Visa. Sorry, continue.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Visa closed at 309 and then 340 now.
Wow.
But yeah.
Going over to Monday, I don't really look at individuals, but I did on Monday. Do you see how much NVIDIA moved? It was like 4.5.
Dude, it was crazy. James and I were on stream.
Qs did nothing.
The worst part was James, did we both take shorts on that day?
I took a short for win on YM, but obviously it was maybe Goldman Sachs or something bringing that down. But you tried the short on ES, and that
Yeah.
But yeah, NVIDIA, and then the next day it was down like 3.5%, and then literally bounced and rallied back up.
You're talking about last week, right, Zinc?
I'm talking about this past month.
Yeah, that was crazy.
This was a 4.5% day. We went from 208 up to 217 on NVIDIA in the close. And Q stayed within that pre-market, not even the previous day's range, stayed within the pre-market range the entire day. Which is so bizarre to me because NVIDIA is like 12% of Qs, 8%, 8 to 12.
Something crazy.
And it has that large of an update, and Qs barely moves.
I must say, I'm pretty happy right now that we are coming lower. I did take on my personal trading account, I took a short position on the NASDAQ.
Nice.
Yeah, up at.
You wanna pull up your screen?
Yeah, okay. So I got short in over here. Actually, at this candle there, I have pretty wide stop. I actually gave myself like 300 points.
Hold on, let me pull up your screen 1 sec.
Yeah, let's. There we go. Yeah. So I've got a swing position running just on not on prop firms or anything like that. It's a swing trade. So I'm in with my, like I put in money in an account. I'm risking the whole account on this position, about a 350. Well, that's the way to trade personal, when I'm swinging. So
that is perhaps the worst advice I have ever heard.
I'm risking the whole account, bro. Like
so,
you put in like you put in like a $5,000 on an account and you just risk the 5K, bro. It's like
so. To be clear for everyone watching, what he's saying is he has other money in it, not in the account, and he can refund the account, but this is his
Correct.
risk for the
Okay.
trade,
Yes,
and he's
okay.
taking the risk on this trade.
Correct. That's the right way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put it into a separate account, and
Yeah.
I'm risking that
Dude,
money.
Zinc's face is like priceless right now. Yeah, Zinc is like, what is he saying? Right now?
I got lost there a little bit.
No, man. Yeah, I said it in the wrong way, but you understand
glad
what
you-
I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm glad
I know what
could
you
read
meant.
Yeah. You know what I meant. I'm not saying
Because we've spoken about it before, but I know.
my
what you meant.
interpreter, Dre.
Thanks, my interpreter.
Yes. Someone goes, I love Jay.
Yeah, so I'm currently up like 250 on this, but I'm holding for now.
Nice.
Zinc, what do you think about the
Looking a lot better for downside now.
yeah, I'm like ES short. I for that previous day's low. I mean, it's not that far now, but if you get short at orb low,
Yep.
I know you wouldn't take this, but short at orb low, stop above 60, targeting.
That's just
day's
too
low.
early.
No, I know for you it's early.
Dude, look at YM. YM 200 points down. Just one way.
Still moving very, very fast on cues.
Yeah, and ES is just like
Okay.
doesn't have it.
Like 20 points up, 20 points right back down, 20 points up, 20 points right back down.
Yeah, James, you're out of your mind, bro.
Dude, you gotta punt to win. You gotta swing to win. No, but
That was
I
lost.
often actually do that. Like, let's just say I wanted to take a $5,000 position. I'll put $5,000 into a separate trading account and take the $5,000 position on that account, just so it's there.
Yeah, I know what you meant,
Yes.
but the people watching and Zinc did not know what you meant.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Sorry, I'll get better at my communication skills, but that's why my interpreter's here.
Yep.
I don't hate the short. I don't hate the short here though. Here, now that we're getting that pop, the risk to reward is nicer. Targeting that previous day's low. If we can get back to that midpoint of the orb, that 58 area, and it fails, I would be interested in a short on ES, but it's just not moving though, which is the part I don't want to be stuck in like chop.
I think if I was looking for a short now again as well, I think I'll probably short NQ because you got more space towards that previous day's low. Whereas ES,
I know, but it's so much stronger.
fair.
It's way stronger.
Yeah, NVIDIA's messing around. Could reject off 27 too.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised yesterday we didn't get down to 27,000 flat. We hit 27,006, which I get it's close enough, but I wanted to see a sweep of 27,000, then right back up. And it did not. What was our low yesterday? 27.6 low a day. See if we go make a new IB low right now, or if imagine that first 15-minute candles are IB range.
Oh my God, that'd be terrible.
That's all we get for an offering today. Have you taken any? Go ahead, James.
No, go ahead.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
I was gonna say, have you taken any analysis in like the success of your trades this early into open?
Most of my trades that I do take this early are very quick scalpy trades, like I took today, bro. It's I don't do well if I take a position early in the day and then try and like hold for an hour plus. I very much so. My trades are very scalpy in the beginning, I think.
Gotcha. Yeah, my opening trades, especially when if you're trying to short right now and then you have a 30-point wick back up and then it wicks back down 20 points and it wicks back up 30. It's better to
exactly. You can
get into it.
Yeah, 100%.
Get chopped to bits with it. But all my data, I really struggle trading this early. I slipped up a little bit on Monday. I took a trade.
Sorry, Zinc. I haven't actually seen you since then, but yeah, sorry to hear about your Lucid accounts, dude. The lives.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Well, can you still go and trade with? You can still trade with them, right?
Yeah, they invited me back to. It's a straight to live account, So these
Okay.
accounts I have, these are
Oh, so they like funded accounts essentially again.
their evals to live.
Yeah. Okay.
There's 25.2, by the way. So all I need to do with these accounts is pass the eval, and then they're funded again, or they're
Sure.
live again, not funded. Here comes a new IB high, actually. Look at that. A new IB high made.
Wow.
So we are
Oh,
pushing
ES
over
is very
172
weak.
right now. Gold is really weak too. You see the drop on that?
Google's really pushing. Google's well into high day. Apple's in high day. Meta's reversed the move. NVIDIA's still weak.
No, this is kind of weird. It's over 27.2. Now it's getting a rejection back down.
I can't believe how much weaker ES is. It would be crazy, honestly, if ES takes previous days high and, or sorry, ES takes previous days low and what's it called takes previous days high. NQ.
I wonder how often that's happened.
I'm gonna look right now.
Right now.
Yep.
Good.
I refinanced my house to take that position. Zinc's face, dude. That was funny.
Dude, Zinc's face was unreal.
I was very confused. Got a nice 5-minute orb on that gold drop. Nice. Yeah, gold is incredibly weak right now.
Yeah, I see. Look at NQ now too, bouncing. I actually wicked above opening range high now too, over high.
So what is it that's holding SPY down then?
God, the price action on SPY just sucks.
Yeah, I don't know what's holding it down.
What's it? What are the top weighted one?
Healthcare maybe? Eli Lilly doing something stupid?
S&P 5 or SPY top 10 holdings. What is in the top 10 holdings?
Has the algo taken any trades today? I haven't. My algo hasn't pinged yet on NQ. It's a 5-minute close. I use a 5 minutes, so we haven't had a close above or below the orb yet. So no.
So we have.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say we have NVIDIA at 7.5% of SPY, Apple at 6.6, Microsoft at 4.9, Amazon at 3, Google at 3, Broadcom at 2.6, Google, which is Alphabet again, the other class, just GOOG, 2.4, Meta at 2.2. I mean, there's nothing. Like, I don't know.
Look at this push up right now. Wow.
Yeah. That previous day, that inside bar stat on NQ is there.
I honestly like gold shorts too. I know I said I wouldn't really trade that during New York, but gold sticking out for being that weak. SPY, it could definitely go and fill that gap still. That might be what's holding us up. Wants to go and fill the gap to the upside.
I would like to try NQ long, but I just to that previous day's high, but like I need a somewhat of an entry here. It's only 30 points, but just that inside bar stat is really strong, and I want to target that. And it looks like I'm gonna miss it.
The current trends of inside bars has been incredible too.
Dude, it's so great.
My
90.
NQ just took the algo long. The algo just got long.
70 or
That's
90%.
225.
That's been our range for the past 6 months.
Someone's asking why permanent close. It's just what I've been using, permanent close. I've also been tweaking. I've been working on a gold one as well, Andre, by the way.
Nice.
Dude, I'm gonna what's it called? I'm gonna show you something that after this that we're gonna release. You're
Yeah.
gonna be blown away at what we're gonna release.
I'm excited while I'm in the US. I'll still be able to trade with my algo, bro.
Yeah. You don't have to have your computer on, dude.
Exactly.
You don't need to be on the Wi-Fi. You don't need anything.
Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna show you something after the stream
Yeah.
relating to the algo plan of what we're gonna release. It's gonna be good. So it's almost done. I would like.
NQ wants it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I just the risks are. I mean,
50 cents away.
I know. Like, is an entry at orb high or at 210, 215? If it pulls back, targeting that 250 for the 35-point move. Is that?
That should end up taking SPY up with it too, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just not super interested in longing SPY here or ES, just because it has been weaker, and I feel like if NQ flips, like SPY's gonna get crushed.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in terms of a scalp specifically, but I do really like that previous day's high. It also is aligning actually kind of nicely with that from like 8 a.m. to 9:30, like those highs. So as a target, I feel like it's pretty solid. But a pullback would be nice back into the 220s, 210s ish.
No pullbacks on some gas today.
Yeah, I hope not. Wait, someone just said, why is Zinc not talking? In the chat, you guys can hear Zinc, right?
And my mic's on. Should be working.
No, I can hear you.
Strange.
I feel like if we get this pullback, I would like to try it. I like the 215, targeting the previous day's high. I'm paying attention here. Maybe I should just set an order and just.
We don't have any data at 10 either.
Yeah.
Nothing until 2 o'clock today.
What if I set an order at 10, at 210, stop at a 20-ish point stop, 25-point stop?
I cannot believe how weak gold is.
I'm curious if we're going to get the little spike at 10. Hopefully we got to move down and I get filled at 210. Just going for the long, targeting that previous day high. Realistically, I'll probably cut it a little bit before, maybe at 45.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Zinc, you do that too all the time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the 10 a.m. reversal or continuation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it definitely, I feel like it's going to almost immediately go up there. SPY is going to go and take a new high.
I'm hoping that it flushes down first before that like little 10 a.m. wiggle that we get. I'm hoping it comes down in first.
$10 a.m. wiggle, I like that.
Yeah, we do get that 10 a.m. wiggle, dude.
There it is.
There it is. Okay.
The 10 a.m. wiggle.
The 10 a.m. wiggle, dude. We got the 10 a.m. wiggle. We do get it, dude. I'm telling you, it's real.
I know. I agree. It's just funny.
Yeah, we get it. It's real.
Has my camera frozen at all, by the way?
Yeah, it's freezing a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So just if this doesn't work, it's okay. But the idea here is targeting previous day's high, long NQ. The reason I'm going to share my screen here in a second.
Go for it.
But it looks like I'm about to get stopped out too. But at the midpoint, pretty much.
Okay.
Or just above the midpoint in this like 85 area. I'm not, if this like fully reverses, I feel like ES is like ES doesn't have the momentum. I'm not really willing to take like that big of a loss here.
Mm-hmm.
So that 85 area, or it's at 84.75 right now. I'm just like, I'd rather get back in, but I don't want the stop to be like all the way down. I don't want to take like a 45-point stop right now.
Yeah.
But it's right over here. But the logic here, just for everyone in the chat, is I want to target this red line over here. Why? Previous New York session high. If we look at NQ, inside bars, every single time in the last 6 months on Wednesday, price, when Wednesday opens within Tuesday's range, it has broken out on NQ. 12 out of 12 times it has happened when NQ opens within Tuesday's range on Wednesday. Now, ES and there's my stop. Awesome. 10 a.m. wiggle. 10 a.m. wiggle, dude. So
almost like a new long spot.
It's here is the initial target. Now maybe I entered too early, which is fine, but the initial target and what I'm looking for is this previous day's high or the previous day's low. Now, granted, NQ is a lot stronger. I'm looking for that previous day's high here. I was hoping that the orb high would hold. It made a move up. There was only 17 points left. That pullback is where I wanted to enter. I'm totally fine with taking this loss here, but the stop was tight because I'm a little bit more concerned about SPY now because it's so weak and I don't want a SPY reversal to drag down NQ. Now, maybe if maybe my stop was a little bit too tight here.
It's right at the midpoint of the IB too.
Yeah, maybe my stop was too tight, but you can always I'll happily get back in, but yeah, that is the logic of the trade here. Like I'm expecting a break of either previous day's high or low. Now, granted, today is FOMC, so we'll see how this goes, but yeah. Wow, I really got bottom ticked here. If this pushes up, I actually got bottom ticked.
My algo stop at the low.
Yeah.
Would be. Is Zinc on this trade? Zinc, you're not long yet.
No, I'm not in anything. They're too early for me. We also have SPY and Qs diverged.
NVIDIA made a new low of day. Apple made a new high of day. Tesla made a new low of day. There's a pretty big divergence right now across the board. So
coming back a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, ES is finally getting a little bit of momentum, it seems.
The 10 a.m. wiggle.
It's the 10 a.m. wiggle, dude. That's what it is. Yeah, and NVIDIA is a really weak compared to Meta, Apple, Google. Surprise.
Now we're just stalled out at the 50. I think if we didn't have that wick, they'd be lined up right now. If Qs didn't have that aggressive wick in the open. Right now, SPY and Qs are countered on the IB, so there's no trade going into the IB.
Yeah.
But again, I see David right there, long buys NQ, ES gap fill above. He came up with on, I think, Tuesday last week, he mentioned using the stat where if they're diverged, there's a 0% chance they're both going to play in the right direction based on the 7 outcomes that Edgeful's had.
Yep.
If you see Q's go and break the high, you could take longs on ES, knowing that that one essentially has a 0% chance of going and playing in the right direction.
Yeah.
Gold also dropping again today. Pretty crazy 2 days on gold, actually.
Yeah, I think that's going to get bought back up for what it was sold for all these countries to afford oil. What's MGC sitting at? Wow. Good drop.
Is this a terrible long entry here on the Qs?
Funny enough, SPY's actually take a look at SPY now compared to Q's catching back up.
I know.
Strength is getting swapped out.
Is it a terrible entry right now? Like
Still a little too early.
with a wider stop. Yeah, with a wider stop though, in the 150s on NQ below that like 945 swing low.
I actually don't hate ES as well with like a stop.
Long.
Yeah, like a stop at like 146. 15 points top.
I don't like ES right now, but it's just like not. It's so much closer to previous day's low, and it's just not getting that continuation. Like now, what Zinc said was like the momentum seems to be like swapping a little bit, but
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't hate something like this on ES potentially.
Pull up your screen 1 sec.
Something like that where we bounced at yesterday, so something like literally like this, and then you trade back up towards like the next level, something like that.
Yeah.
But obviously today also, you know, just from a day trading perspective, just in and out with all the news coming up.
No, I can't come to a bias right now. They're diverged. SPY is actually picking up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Gold still looks very weak, at least.
I'm just shocked that the previous day high wasn't taken. Honestly.
Look at that candle on SPY.
15-minute?
Yeah, any of them. Look at the wick it's getting compared to Qs.
Yeah. The 15-minute right now is rough.
I'm going along well on that top one futures account.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm halfway at the instant fund, so I'm halfway, give or take.
Very good.
I'm probably going to get another one to split up, you know, the you can have 3. I've got the 150Ks though.
Nice.
It's interesting how much the how NQ is kind of rotating right now, and ES is becoming the stronger one.
Yep.
It's weird.
Hopefully ES goes and takes that gap fill finally.
Yeah. And that would be a pretty decent move, though. That would be 10 points. That's actually not bad.
Could happen.
Yeah. Wow, ES really pushing.
Yeah, look at that.
About to make new highs.
Gap fill's coming in.
Gap
70
fill's coming
cents.
in. Meta 670. Apple's near the highs. Google's near the highs. I mean,
I like it.
yeah.
FOMC days are not the days to push it.
Yep, 100%.
Even though it's a Wednesday and the stats are decent for that. Look at this push up now. And pittering out a little bit.
I'm curious to see how NQ will hold up if ES starts to reverse. Like, will NQ go below the gap fill again?
Oh, it looks like I always think that ES is the one that's telling the truth, and NQ is usually the one that's.
Oh, really?
Thing. But seeing SPY get some strength now, I do like that for continuation on NQ.
I feel like if NQ starts to push towards that 210, 220 area again and doesn't really break with momentum.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it's so close to the previous day's high again. Like, I still want to take that long.
I bet it'll still take it. It just might be a little fudgy. Like, it would take it with FOMC.
Yeah.
We have a bullish FOMC, and then it goes and takes the high. Something like that.
Yeah.
Or it goes and takes it right now. It's back over 200.
Yeah, so my stop was too tight. My stop should have been below the midpoint of the orb.
We are 5 cents from a new high on SPY.
Yeah, I would be break even right now if my stop wasn't too tight.
Yes is now almost taking opening range high as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a good push.
Yep. How much longer before you consider a trade, Zinc?
10 minutes. SPY took a new high at least, so they're lined up. I'll take something on that.
Yeah.
But even then, I mean, we're pretty much at the high of the IB on Qs.
Yeah.
And SPY is at the high right now. So it's not going to be.
No meat on the bone?
Yeah, it's not going to be a good risk to the trade. So this will probably be a 10:30 wait and then take something.
Yeah.
SPY is not budging to the downside anymore at all.
I know. SPY's really, what's pushing it up?
Maybe NVIDIA's pushing back up.
Amazon's picking up and NVIDIA is bottoming out a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thought process I had behind shorts yesterday after the IB broke, which they never ended up playing out. I was looking for 27,000, but it's not a data-backed entry for me.
Yeah.
So I'm only putting emphasis behind the trades that I know should go and take that level based on the data, as opposed to the ones that are more of a hunch for me.
Yeah.
Look at this move. This is at least somewhat decent on SPY.
I'm curious how it's going to react at this orb high now.
Long bias on both by NQ now.
Yeah.
For me, I just got to wait for a entry. Ideal entry would it be coming all the way back down to 657.93, but I don't think we're going to get there on Qs. I honestly think this is going to push right for that previous day's high.
Yeah. Yeah, ES is strong now.
What is that previous day's high? 27,250.
252.
That'd be a pretty good level to run to.
Damn, my stop was too small. I usually don't do that, but
It happens. Yeah, I like what Andre said. There's no meat in the bone right now.
yeah.
So if I were to take anything, there's no reward to it. Question from Andrew. Andre, how can I backtest IB when close above 25 or 75% on Edgeful?
All right. This is a lot of people have asked about this. If we make a report where the low forms first and the high forms second, I'll actually just pull up my screen for a second so I can show you guys. Let me clean this up. Okay. We obviously have the IB high, the IB low, 25, 50, 75, right? Today, let's just say that the IB ends between the IB high and the 25, right? In this zone here, the top 25%. What you'd want to know is how often does it pull back, I'm assuming, to the 25 and then break the high, right? I'm assuming that's what you want. Now, in a different scenario, what happens if it opens or if the IB ends between the 25 and the 50, right? To go take the high. Does that count as a 25? Let me make this yellow for a second. Does that count as a 25 being touched or does it not? Same thing goes for this, right? Like, what are we counting as being touched versus not in this case when the IB ends between the 50 and the 75? Does the 25 count as being touched? Does this count as being touched? Like, yes, the low formed first and the high formed second, but in the case of the red line, are these going to be counted as being touched or not? So let me know what you think, but that's the complicated part is like you're going to have 4 different groups. And when you have 4 different groups, only on the days where the low forms first and the high forms second, like how many days are you really going to be looking at? Is it going to be like 5 days or 3 days? Because you're like, okay, I want to know when the low form first, the high form second, but it opened between the 75 and the 100. You know, like the IB closed here. It's a little bit complicated. That's why we could theoretically do it, but it's just a little bit messy.
Kind of the same thing with counting how many breaks the IB has.
Yeah.
Some days you can have 200, some days you can have 2. We're at the IB 25 right now, but that's not my entry model. I want to entry at the 50. If we get down to the 50, I'm going to take longs. SPY, I'm not going to take any longs on just because it's the same thing as yesterday. There's maybe 12 points to capitalize on at the midpoint. Like if we go and mark out the IB 50, the fibs.
Yeah, I think also there, like where we're a little bit indecisive, like it's not bad to just throw it in your hands.
This is it's a 18-point total range for the IB on SPY, 9-point reward.
Yeah.
Could definitely take it on gold, but same thing. There's nowhere near the 50. There's no meat left on it.
Yeah.
And it's also Jerome Powell's last FOMC, right?
It is.
Yeah.
He's been a stand-in since the beginning of the year, which I think is part of the reason he hasn't really done any big change, rate cuts.
I'm interested in this pullback right now.
It's holding that 25 pretty well. Gold's actually coming all the way back up.
Trying long at 214. Targeting that IB high for 20 points.
Very good. Stan's entry.
Yep. I'll give my stop a little bit more room. My stop is below 200. Actually, that's way too tight. I'll put my stop below 190.
Should at the very least go up to 27.
Yeah, the IB high.
237.
Yeah. I hope. Yeah, the logic is there. The data's showing the logic is there for the longs on NQ. I hope that it happens now, but if it doesn't, again, like the thing is, like, this is like I'm using the data to say that the low of the IB forms first, the high forms second. The likelihood of a break is extremely high. I'm expecting the high to break. It's also 20 points away, which gives me a little bit more confidence that it will be the high. So that's the way that I'm kind of thinking about it here.
James, don't you like it up to VWAP? I mean, we're sitting at daily VWAP at the moment on ES, and NQ is slightly above. We are slightly above it at the moment. So the risk reward ratio for me to take any longs at the moment, at least for now, is not great. I do think we get some extra movement, hopefully for my algo's sake, but
yeah.
And this is also, so from a VWAP perspective, sorry, Zinc, if I can just take this.
Go for it.
You just zoom in here, like since the open, yes, we flushed down, but look, we've actually been holding the New York session VWAP higher. So it is, right now, I think the longs are more in favor, for sure. Maybe a move back up to like, this higher 2250 on NQ. Yeah.
2 points off the IB high.
Watch it reverse.
Q's made a new high, actually.
Yeah, it did.
MNQ did not. Good old slippage.
There it is. Bang.
Nice.
Very nice, Andre.
Back to winning ways.
Yeah, I can't believe that. This is actually something I say all the time of like, you can't have, I did not have a 10-point stop before. I had like a 25-point stop, but usually a stop of like roughly 40 to 50 points on NQ is like really where you have to be. And today, my initial entry at the pullback to the orb high was, my stop, was too tight. And I took the pullback to the IB 25. Now we got the break, or technically not the break of the IB high, but now there's a new IB high that's formed. But just scalping it like here and there, I'm happy with it. I did add to that, so it's like now I'm break even on the day, which is nice.
This is why sizing is so important too. If you had sized up on that 10 o'clock move, you had the right bias. Not you, I'm just saying in general. You had the right bias, but you got absolutely destroyed. Probably lost your accounts because of it. There's previously high as well.
Yeah.
There's 250 on NQ.
10 a.m. would have got you.
So there's that inside bars, by the way, guys. That's what I was showing you guys before, just to pull up my screen quick here.
Gap fill taken on SPY.
Oh, wow, there's a big difference on SPY and ES then. So inside bars, NQ, this is what I was saying, the long bias from before, inside bars, 100%, 12 out of 12. And then if you look at any day, 61 days actually broke out, only 9. So 61 out of 70 have broken out, and NQ just did it right here. So your dated back target was going to be this previous day's high. Realistically, I probably should have left a little bit. I should have left a runner, but I recently have not been loving leaving runners. Today might be a little bit different, but I've been happier using a little bit more size and looking for a smaller move rather than the other way around. But yeah, it's good.
Especially going from red to green like that in the day.
Yeah.
It's fine securing, really.
Yeah.
27,250 got taken. Previous day's high. Whatever it is, 251. I have noticed Wednesdays like to ride the high and break it right at 10:30. So I probably should have remembered.
I cannot believe that my Twitter has not been on here this whole time.
Oops.
It's fine. I just realized, I was like, huh. By the way, guys, we have 730 people watching us right now. So I appreciate all of you. It's pretty cool. That's 700 people. 735 people are actually watching us right now, which is awesome. So I appreciate all of you. Make sure to follow wherever you're watching. And comment Edgeful. We are doing a giveaway. A free month of Edgeful. So comment Edgeful in the chat wherever you're watching. And Dan, all hail the IB25. There you go.
He caught his win today. Nice. Look at that thing run.
Yep.
SPY is not really budging, but very nice bias on Qs. Just couldn't really execute on it. Gotta make sure I get that giveaway tool up. 660.
Wow. Whoa. Something's happening. And NQ looks like it's going to take that opening retracement too now.
Sure does.
NQ Algo took the win there. Yes.
Beautiful, bro.
I did lose yesterday. Just choppy at the lows there, so it did take the loss yesterday.
I haven't taken anything yet today. Didn't take the IB last night. I haven't taken anything for an entry yet.
Okay, so ES completely teased that previous day's low, and it looks like, I mean, who knows what can happen with FOMC, but I think that gap fill is coming. Zinc, you called that earlier. That gap fill is coming, and then from there, it's only another 11 points off of another move to the top. 11 points on ES is not that crazy. I mean, today it seems kind of crazy, but yeah.
James, what's your Algo win rate? Yeah, mine's at the moment been performing over 75%. It's been pretty solid this year.
Dude, you're going to like what I'm going to show you after the stream.
I'm excited. Should I also put money in an account and then risk the whole account?
Risk the whole account, dude. Yeah. I mean, by the way, guys, don't do that. Anyone else watching, don't do that. That's what's that like fear factor thing? These stunts are performed under professional like supervision.
Yeah.
Zinc, are you interested in longs on ES at
Yeah, if it can get to the 50.
5? Okay.
Only to the 50.
Only if it gets to the 50.
Yeah. I'm not going to be taking anything else.
Yeah.
Which I said earlier this week, every time that you don't think it's going to pull back to the 50, it does.
Yeah.
Every time I've had an early entry that goes right to the 50, I miss my ideal entry.
I see. Can you show the rest of us that are subscribed to the algo? It'll be released soon. It's not finalized yet. That's why I don't want to show it, but it will be released soon. Retest the previous day's high on NQ is solid, going for that opening retracement.
Yep.
Wow, what a
There's
run.
the IB high.
What a run.
No entry for us today, sadly. No trades from me today. No, I didn't take the IB last night. I didn't take it today.
Pull back to previous day's high would have been another good entry.
The reason I didn't take it was because we just at 10:29 we just made the IB high. So there was no even a front run entry. There was no entry to get into it. It's okay. Took it on both SPY and Qs, and I think gold just invalidated its IB. Gold should very much go to the high on the IB. This one's probably going to be a false break. I highly doubt it's going to retrace being 20 cents away like it is right now.
ES gap fill in 2 ticks.
Very good.
Wait, I can't believe SPY took the gap fill already.
That was when I started.
It's crazy.
When I started catching up. There's the IB high on gold, by the way. Gold just invalidated it. Yeah, we did. It was kind of an aggressive move to previous day's high. It wasn't terribly aggressive. I mean, it took all the way until 10:30 to do it.
Wow, NQ really hovering around this opening retracement. Like really close right there. Just not getting there right now.
So this isn't, there's no bias behind this at all, but do you think there's going to be a pump as like a farewell to Powell? Because that happens with presidents leaving too, usually on Inauguration Day.
You know, I do think so, because I think that people want rates to come down and he's not dropping them. And now that he's gone, it's more likely that they'll drop, which means the market goes up.
Very good.
So I do think so. Also, that long off of previous day's high would have been phenomenal.
Nothing from me. Pretty happy with the read on the market with that gap fill.
Yeah, that was the gap fill on ES was clean. I feel like these moves in this market where like in the morning feels super bearish and then there's this reversal and then just a trend higher for the rest of the day. Like if you look at the last few weeks, I feel like this pattern has just been like multiple, like over and over again has been happening.
Not really anything to capitalize on with it either in the afternoon. Look at this thing run. Holy smokes. What level did we just take out now? Also, probably going to go and take out with FOMC. I know this is a ways away, but probably going to go and take out the opening week range high.
Yeah, maybe.
What did SPY do? SPY, same thing. Yeah, SPY should. It's not as strong of a bias as Q's, but 715.
Yep. I'm gonna
That'd
get
be
a
good target.
Break.
No shorts today, no. IB's done. We don't have anything to trade for FOMC, any reasons to trade FOMC anyway. If you wanted to do a little gamba, I think that longs would probably play out for FOMC or continue to play out. Gold longs, MNQ, MES, longs on any of them.
Yeah, Inky's just taking half day now too. Might trail my stop. Might take my stop on that trail.
Impressive move today. We got another 20 minutes. Oil ascending it. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Holy smokes. 98 up to 105. $7,000 move on 1 minute.
Are we going to close our eyes and buy today?
Now that I say it, it's probably...
That's the top?
No, I was going to say, I bet we will have a final farewell push to Powell.
I wouldn't
think of the amount of stress he must have been under during COVID.
Yeah, I mean, like, how do you handle him? Dude, everyone hated him.
What the hell did you do? You hiked our rates to 9%.
Yeah, dude. Everyone hated him. Most thankless job you can have, honestly.
Yep. Even if you do something right, you're still wrong.
Yep. To someone. By the way, guys, if you comment Edgeful, free 1 month giveaway of Edgeful. You only need to enter once. Multiple entries don't count. So once you do it once, you don't have to do it again. But yeah, we're gonna do it at 11 o'clock in the next 20 minutes. We'll do a giveaway for 1 free month of Edgeful. If you've already won, you can win again. Just to be clear. So anyone who watches every day, you can win again.
We got a question from Nate the student. How has your knowledge about options trading helped with trading futures? Honestly, it's the same exact thing. You just benefit from not having theta decay. So it's all the same learning.
Yep.
Just more experience, really. That's how I would say it's helped.
Wow, NVIDIA is like not even close to looking bullish at all. Google's pushing, but like this doesn't look bullish at all.
Excuse me.
Oh, by the way, I'll pull up my screen one sec. James, I think I was talking about this with you a while ago. This on Meta, I actually like that this is from the drawings that I had from the other day, but
Yeah.
I actually like that it's building more of a base here, but if you're going to trade the shares or the options or whatever, obviously not financial advice, don't just do this, but this 660, 670 area, looking for a move back to 700 and then it's like 715, 720 area, I think is a very solid, I think this is very likely to happen, honestly. And for anyone, I've been talking about Meta for, I don't know, like maybe since October.
Several weeks.
Dude, since October, I've been talking about it.
Several months in mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like Meta. I think that they're not going to drop the ball on AI. They're really behind, but they have multiple billions of users that are fully addicted to all their platforms. Like, they're going to be okay. They also have all the money in the world. Like, Meta's not going anywhere, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So when you have multiple billions of users that are on your platform every single day, you're going to be in a pretty good spot to.
I think they might be okay.
I think they're going to be okay.
Remember when that news came out that they were hinting that they dropped their metaverse project that they've spent like
$800 billion on or whatever?
People actually thought it was real.
They reversed. They like walked it back, right?
I think it was just a fake article.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that they actually did that and then they walked it back.
I don't think so.
Wow. I see a comment here from Nate about Gex. What are you guys using that for?
I don't use Gex at all. I know people that use it. I know people that use it for call options.
Yeah.
My only critique on it is a day like today, for instance. There's probably little to no volume on the option chain prior to FOMC.
Yeah.
Same thing for any other days that have low volume. So how do you use that in your benefit if there's no volume coming in? What are you reading that's coming into the market? But it's I have seen it work. I've seen it not work. Just as any other strategy, it really depends on how much back testing or how familiar you are with it.
I think, now this is my opinion, I think those like options flow, order flow, options, like all that, like the Gex levels, the gamma levels, like the unusual like order flow is almost always going to be a distraction that will actually hurt you in your trading intraday. And it is almost, this is my opinion, it is almost always going to be a tool for you to overthink your trade and mess around with it. Like, even in my opinion, Bookmap is a good example of that. Like, you're long, you see a bunch of big red bubbles, and now you're like, oh my God, sellers are stepping in, I need to get out. And now you close a good trade early because like you saw red bubbles, which is the normal selling volume from the markets.
Exactly.
So that's my opinion. I don't think for a beginner, using options flow, gamma levels, gex levels is a good idea at all, in my opinion.
I think it's just a fad too.
Yeah. I just think that it's like, oh, it's this cool tool. Like I'm seeing behind the scenes of what the market is doing. Like I'm seeing what the institutions are doing, like whatever. But for the most part, it's a distraction and it will most likely hurt you over the long term.
The other thing I like to emphasize as well is that for every one of those orders that you guys see, there is someone on the opposing side that sold that. They opened that position to sell. So that is a completely, if you don't know how selling options works, you need a crap load more money to sell options than you do to buy options.
Yep.
So on the opposing side of that, options just don't appear out of nowhere.
Yep.
Someone on the opposing side of that order. So let's say someone bought 1,000 QQQ calls right now. That's a massive option order that came in. That means Qs must spike up, right? On the opposing side of that, that means that there's a whale that has 1,000 times 100 shares, because that's how you open an option. That's how you open a covered call or a cash secured put. You have to have 100 shares or the equivalent to 100 shares. So there's a whale that had 100,000 shares of Qs that they leveraged to sell a call against, but you're only seeing the position that the person bought, which was, let's say, $1 million they put in.
Yeah. One of the other things is there's no transaction if there's not a buyer and a seller.
Mm-hmm.
Like when price moves up, someone is selling. When price moves, if you really think about it, it's just like more aggressive buying than selling. That's it. Like there's passive buyers and passive sellers, which are the people that sit on the bid and ask. And then there's aggressive buyers and sellers, which use market orders. And the more market orders come in to fill the ask, that means that the ask will continue to rise. And as more participants come up to continue to fill the ask, price will keep rising. But the moment that the aggressive buyers, the market buyers, stop buying, the ask will have to come back down to fill those orders again, to fill the passive sellers, which is the red horizontal bar on Bookmap. And then if the aggressive buyers, market buyers are not buying at those levels, the ask comes down again. The ask comes down, and then that's really how it works. But,
that doesn't, Nate, that doesn't help me with futures at all, because I don't use GEX. I don't use order flow. I don't have any of that junk on my chart. They get views online because once in a blue moon you'll have a GameStop situation where or Barron Trump buying 1,000 SPY calls before Trump announces that he's going to close the Strait of Hormuz or whatever the news is. Once in a blue moon, you're going to have one of those play out, and then they milk that. The people that use option order flows and GEX, they milk that for months.
Yeah.
Same thing that any other advertising does. So I don't use it, but great point from both Andre and myself. Andre said it much simpler than I did, but every buy and sell order has someone on the opposing side of that.
Yep.
And for options, it is much more impactful when you have a whale that owns 1,000 shares of QQQ, $66 million worth, that is leveraging that 66 million, as opposed to some small hedge fund that's maybe putting $1 million on QQQ calls.
Yep.
My wife asks me this all the time. How do I actually make money in the market? Like, where does the money come from? It comes from other people losing.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
In case anyone else had the same question, where the money comes from your option calls or futures is a little bit different unless you're trading on a live account. But if you make money, that means someone somewhere else in the world lost money on that position.
Not even necessarily, to be honest. But technically, yes, but not even necessarily. Like let's say you bought before I did, right? You bought Apple at 100.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's at 150. Now I want to buy it at 150. You sell at 150. You made $50. Now I'm in at 50.
Yep.
Right. So you realize the gain. Now I'm in it at 150. Now, if I go and sell it at 175, then I could also make money.
Yeah.
But then it's just about.
Yeah,
It's
but
not like you're always buying from someone who's red.
Wouldn't that be someone that's shorting it that's causing price to go up as well?
What do you mean?
Like, there's always going to be people that are short on the opposite
Oh,
side.
yeah, of course, 100%.
That's the way that I was viewing it. Money just doesn't appear in the market.
Got it. Yes.
Wealth is built from all these companies being more successful, but even scaling it that way, I wouldn't really say losing money, but Apple goes up because someone in Idaho bought an iPhone just now, or an Apple, a MacBook Mini, or people all around the world are spending money, so they're technically, I wouldn't say losing it, but they're exchanging their money for an asset.
Yeah.
That's what causes share prices to go up. But for the most part in futures, someone's going to be shorting it, someone's going to be longing it.
Yeah.
They lose 160, I make 160. I know it's not as clear cut as that, but that's the basis behind making money trading. And that's why so many people lose doing it, because the hedge funds make billions of dollars, and then you have millions of retail traders that lose a couple thousand a piece.
Great question, Nate, about single stock futures. I'm super excited about that, actually.
I'm excited for Tesla to be on that.
Yes. Now you can trade Tesla and you don't have to worry about the Greeks.
Very excited for Tesla to be on that.
Crazy thought, but what do you guys think about ES and NQ right now?
Honestly, longs off this retracement on SPY, not too bad. If we can get a little bit more into the IB.
How much further?
Yeah.
Hit that 25% or at least 20%. That's the highest one for the IB by retracement.
NQ is really holding this midnight open.
Yeah.
Really
ES is a lot weaker, bro. Lime's melting as well, so weird.
Bounce. Then it goes and spikes up there.
I feel like if NQ doesn't make a new high of day on this pop, we might get a little bit of a move down here.
So for SPY, yes, we have really not very many data points for the range today. So small. But smaller range translates to more retracement, or a larger chance of a retracement.
By the way, we're going to be completely redoing the Edgeful interface, so it's a lot easier to use.
The weekday ones?
All of it.
Nice.
Everything. I'm expecting NQ to take this high, this 315 high, and if there's a nice big wick above that high, I might take a little bit of a scalp short back to the opening retracement to this like consolidation low.
Love your shorts.
I know it's a issue. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, it's a pleasure to do it, to be honest. I really do. Like, the only thing that I think about is how to make this thing better. And I know that for anyone who's been with us for a long time, I hope that you've seen the changes. For anyone who's new, you will see a lot of changes as well, in a good way.
Even over the past year.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if you go to our YouTube videos and you just scroll back like to last year, you're gonna be like, whoa, this product is so different. And a year from now, it will be very different and it'll be improved significantly, hopefully. But yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Hopefully I'll be getting my live accounts with Lucid moved up to 50Ks. 25Ks was a little tight. I did struggle with those. Once I get these passed again.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how NQ reacts at this near these highs. ES is rejecting the IB high right now.
Yeah, EF again, a lot weaker. They didn't
ES moving?
pre-market highs are still 18 points away. ENQ took them out.
Is it moving?
No.
No.
I know every tick on ES is usually like 5 cents, 6 cents on SPY, and SPY has only moved 36 cents over the past 15 minutes. So ES is probably just stuck. What do you guys think about high frequency trading bots? Well,
I know a lot of people don't like them, but to be honest, if they didn't exist, that trash that happened on Monday on ES would be every day.
True.
To be honest, there would be no liquidity. Honestly, if they didn't do that,
very, very few that will be profitable.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Probably.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not thinking about bots. I'm thinking about the firms, like the institutions.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Firms hold those secrets or their codes very, very closely.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why all prop firms have it banned, because it works so well.
I wouldn't buy a high frequency trading bot from an influencer online. Put it that way.
The other thing is, the reason it works is the infrastructure that they use to get the speed of the order. Like the speed of the order is everything. That's why it matters. If you guys like to read, there's a book called Flash Boys about it, specifically about that, about how institutions spend literally billions of dollars on building the infrastructure to be able to take these trades faster than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually really interesting. The way that it works is pretty much like Citadel. They will, to really simplify it, Citadel will see an order coming in, to call it the New York Stock Exchange, like a market buy order. They will buy at the current price and then sell it back to that order, that incoming order, for like 1 penny more. And they just do that 1 million times a day. And because they have the speed, that's what gets them to be able to do that. So the speed is everything. The speed is the moat. Like, what's up?
Robinhood does that too. But
Robinhood also sells their orders to those firms.
Yeah. They hold shares or orders or options, whatever, within house, and then they say they bought the shares for $5.10, and your order goes in for $5.15. They just pocket that 5 cents.
Yep.
They're like probiotics in the trading industry. Believe it or not, and Andre, you probably know more about this than I do, but for those trading bots, the high frequency trading bots, they have a team of people that is just dedicated to updating those every probably 3 months.
Dude.
If not shorter.
1000%. The people that think that like hedge funds just like have this like secret strategy that works forever are like absolutely delusional. Like it does not exist.
Nope. Also, we're coming up on the end of the stream, so make sure you guys are all commenting Edgeful. Even if you commented it and you want to put it back in chat right now. Any of the chats will get picked up from Edgeful, one word. And that will get you entered in. I always get a good laugh when I hear people that they do back testing for the ones that do it for a year. That's fine. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, 100%.
Trader Theory, he always posts one that's a year back test on MVC for an algo. Love those. But the people that go and back test something for 10 years.
I know, dude.
It's like, this has been profitable for the past 10 years. And it's just a back test chart that has the growth curve on it.
Dude, it's literally nonsense. No. It's literally nonsense.
I would put money on there. There will not be a strategy that has worked longer than 2 years without altering it in some way.
Dude, even then, 2 years is such a long time.
Yeah. And if referring to the IB, for example, today, you could have taken the IB high break. The IB itself has worked for 50 years, and it will continue to work for another 50. But your entry is what the tricky part is with the IB.
Yeah.
So today we were 5 points off of breaking it at 10:30 for Qs, or 10 points. How do you know that you're going to go in with 3 minis for a 10-point reward versus a day like yesterday where it breaks in the opposing direction? Let's say you go in with the same 3 minis, you absolutely blow up. That day resets weeks, months of progress.
Yeah.
So that's why no strategy will work for. I'd put it even at 6 months without altering it in some way or being able to analyze that I can't trade it the same way on these days as I did on these days.
Dude, I agree.
Industry is a really good show for seeing how big money actually works. Hedge funds actually work. They have
I actually haven't watched it, but yeah.
It's very good. It starts with interns that are making those high frequency bots or trading algorithms or bots, and that's all they do for a 2-year internship. And if it works, it's not, they never actually put it into a live environment. If it works, they get their job. If not, they just get kicked to the curb after 2 years.
That's kind of sick, actually. It's a good concept for a show, actually. I like it.
That's very good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and get the first one drawn here. Good luck to everyone. I'll get these screenshots over. There we go. Wyatt Proctor, congratulations. See him in here pretty consistently. That's nice. Going right into
it's good when the people who are here consistently win.
I was very happy to see Steve win last week. He's
dude, I was hyped.
9 o'clock every morning. Andre, do you have a?
Oh, he just asked a question.
Do you have a
right?
Do you have a backup account? Are you asking yourself questions?
I'm sitting commenting.
Congratulations.
So guys, just so you know, reach out to hello@edgeful.com. Send a screenshot of your. Oh, this is the guy that actually asked the question.
Another one. So many Andres.
So screenshot your YouTube profile, like logged in YouTube profile. Send it to hello@edgeful.com, and we will do that. We will give you the access for the free month.
Very good.
David.
Congratulations, Andre. Again, Andres. Last two coming in.
Wow, dude. The way that it just like pauses right before the last one and then switches is hilarious.
Luis Gator, the Malinois. Congratulations. Malinois.
No, there's 5 winners. 5 winners every Wednesday. 5 winners. Finally getting that little reversal.
And Prama, that one didn't pause at all. That's funny. All right, there are our 5 winners. We got Wyatt Proctor, Andres G 9697, Andres W 1331, Luis Gator, the Malinois, and Prama 7893. Go ahead and email. We'll type it in chat as well. Email hello@edgeful.com with a screenshot of your login. That's how you go and get your free month. All right, guys, that will do it for the stream today. Thank you all for tuning in. We do have FOMC later today, so be weary of that 2 o'clock, 2:30 move. And nothing else from me.
Yeah.
Anything, Andre?
I hope everyone has a good day. Be careful with FOMC today. There's earnings. If you haven't taken a trade yet, perhaps lock your account. And tomorrow's another day.
Yep. I'll see you guys later.
Yes, sir.